I think most people want a better life, but from what I see, a lot of people's foundations are shaky, and it's like, you know, they don't have a lot of stability. It's like they're sort of building on sand. And I think it's really important to have a foundation and to have a structure, and to build your life onto some sort of semblance of consistency and understanding. And I don't know why. I've always been really big about building a foundation, and it's been something that has been important for me, and I believed has allowed me to have some success in different areas of my life. And so, my thought for people is like, if you want to create real lasting change, you do need like a powerful base to really build from, right? And that's just what I want to talk through in this video. So if it's interesting, stick along. So like on that idea of foundation or, infrastructure, like if you think about your life as like a house, right? Like it's what's under the surface that really matters more than what you build on top, right? So your foundation, which is like your daily habits, your routines, your structure, that's going to determine how far we can go and really how high you can go, I believe. And I think, I think I've learned this the hard way. For a long time in my life, I really felt like I was drifting. I didn't have a lot of goals. I didn't have a lot of clarity. I was just following what I thought was desired of me from, society or what looks good. I think I went through a lot of anxiety, and I was really reactive to life situations, and I think, a lot of the time overwhelmed, and I think that's where I part and part picked up some bad habits. But then, through coaching and, personal growth and mindfulness, I think I really got organized, and I started to build structure. And that's when everything started to change. So I feel like there's 4 pillars, to really setting a strong foundation. And I think the first pillar is really about organization. And so, chaos outside in your life is going to create chaos inside in your life. That's why, people talk about like, hey, like clean your room, make your bed. And so when your environment is messy, I think your internal priorities are going to be messy too. And that's really when life can get overwhelming, right? And, I don't think just tidying up your apartment or your house is going to do the job, but, really taking like a holistic approach, making sure your environment's clean is going to give you the capacity and the ability to really prioritize what your goals and or intentions are. So, clean your physical space, and that's going to help clear your mental space, right? Just set 5-10 minutes in the morning, set a daily intention. Like, who do I want to be today? And why is that important? Then you can like level that up, right? Just do a little bit of weekly planning, and it's going to give you a much more long-term clarity, and it's going to allow you to not be reactive in the moment. It's so easy and it's so important, and very few people do this with any sort of, consistency, right? So organization is going to give you that clarity, and clarity is going to give you that momentum, which you need to build in your life to move forward. And, talking about repetition and consistency, I think that's like the second pillar for, a really powerful life is involving repetition, right? Because repetition, like at the gym, repetition creates routine. And, that routine in your life helps create a part of identity around what you're trying to create, right? Because what you repeat, the patterns you play out really becomes who you are. So, I think it's really important to start small when we talk about like routine and habits. If you're not someone who is habitual or routined, I think there's a balance, right? And you want to create some real anchor habits to existing routines, or build new ones for things that are important to you, whether it's fitness or health or mindfulness, whatever. Using a habit tracker is a really powerful way to bring awareness into your life, right? And awareness is like such a beautiful thing. And really habit trackers, like they bring awareness to everything that you're doing. And when you can have awareness on what you're doing, it allows you to have control over it, because what you are not aware of, you cannot control. And really let that repetition reduce the friction in your life, right? The more things that we can do on repeat, what you're doing is you're taking the mental fatigue out of making a decision about going to the gym every time. It's like, you build up that habit over 2, 3, 4, 6 months. And, there comes a time where you don't think about it, right? It's just like, it's automatic. And those are the habits that we want to build in our life. And, like the people we look up to, the people we admire, right? They're not just discipline and willpower, right? They've built a system and they've stuck with it, and that allows them to open up their creative energy for other endeavors. The third pillar is really around physical health, right? I really believe that you can't build a big life with low energy. Our body is our engine. And if it's not working, like our mind's not going to work. Nothing is going to work well if our body is not taken care of. And there's a million resources, but right, it all comes down to, I think, sleep, absolutely so important. I think it's one of the biggest factors that contributes to our mental health or lack thereof, right? So being able to prioritize it and really understand what that means. Second is getting your movement in, right? Every single day, and find something you enjoy, find something you love, make it fun, and do it always, and just try to like sweat as much as possible. And then, eat for energy, eat for sustained energy, not just short-term mouth pleasures. Like, food is what fuels us. And if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out, right? And if you want more focus, more willpower, more emotional resilience, like take care of your body. That's where the good stuff is. And it really is a physical manifestation of our internal world. And so you take care of your body, and a lot of things are going to start to take care of themselves. The last pillar, which is, so important and really intertwined into everything, is mindfulness, right? And it's the foundation for our inner world. Mindfulness helps us train our awareness, which is the floodlight of our consciousness, right? And it helps sharpen the focus, which is the spotlight of our consciousness. And it really helps you, have equanimity, right? It helps you stay calm when everything else is spinning. It helps you stay calm when chaos in your life erupts, right? And so, how do we achieve mindfulness? There are so many ways. I think just committing to mindfulness as a way of life, and to try to bring awareness into every aspect of your life is the way to do it. But there's easier ways than to dedicate your life to something. You can do meditation in the morning. You can journal unobstructed, just stream of consciousness for 10 minutes, like The Artist Way, Julia Cameron. You can just bring awareness into your thoughts and your feelings, right? Like when you're having a thought, just become aware of that thought and bring your awareness into the body. There are so many ways to practice mindfulness, and the more you do it, the more peace is going to come into your life. And peace is being able to respond and not just react. So we can catch ourselves before we react, from an emotion or a thought that we had, and it's going to build that emotional strength, right? Like that inner strength under pressure. Mindfulness is going to help you create. And mindfulness is not about escaping. It's not about some passive monk on top of a mountain. It's really about facing life fully and actively and responding with intention, and really allowing yourself to be the person you are inside. And so, I guess just to close this off, because we're going on here, if you feel stuck, right, like the answer isn't just more goals. Like goals aren't going to help you. Goals are great. And it's not, you don't need to optimize anything. It's not a productivity hack. It's building and stabilizing a better foundation, right? It's like that 80-20 rule, or 80-20 principle, right? The foundation is 80%. Everything else after is that cherry on top, right? So you want to focus on your foundation. And I really think that organization, repetition, physical health, and mindfulness is the foundation, right? And so, ask yourself some questions, right? Like, am I organized? Are my daily routines, dialed in for your health and your wellness and your food and your mindfulness? You know, is your body supporting what your ambitions are out to get, right? Like, do you have a strong enough body to go out and really conquer the day? Do you feel like you're mentally steady, or is your mind, constantly reactive, right? Like where do you fall? And remember, like, your life is built on the foundation that you create for it. And so don't let your foundation be a ceiling on where you want to go, right? Make it the launch pad, make it the starting point, and start now, right? Like, now is all we have. And I want to stress that, like, this is your life. This moment is your life. And everything, stupid as it sounds, starts with like a super small step, and that changes the trajectory of where you want to go. So, what's one thing that you want to change today, and go do that. Thank you.